What's going on, everybody? This is Clark Beckham, your host of the American Idol Breakdown. Let's go.
You make me feel some sort of nostalgia.
The theme is Hall of Fame rock and roll theme with Ray Charles and Sam Cooke. So it's a little bit themeless. Rock and roll has always been that kind of nefarious genre that randomly includes everyone from Elvis Presley to the Beatles to AC/DC. So I guess it's on par with what people call rock and roll. Tyson is first.
For once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
Adam not feeling the dance moves. First of all, impressed that Tyson just has the confidence to just dance like a lunatic in front of Adam at, like, not on stage, just at the celebrity consult session. Adam was like, okay. I love the intro. It reminded me of the intro that he did with Kaylin Hodges in Hollywood Week during their duet. That slow legato, which kind of means without tempo, just flowy musical intro where he's just singing. The chords are laid out for him and he can do whatever he wants with the space that is provided. Then it gets going and he's dancing and he's dancing. And it hits me, I realize that if he wanted to, the boy band route is wide open for him. He would crush that route with the dance moves, the musicality that he brings. My buddy Daniel Seavey, who was on my season, went that route and has done probably better than any of us from my season. The bass was killing, which he's always killing, but this groovy stuff, he is so good. This was a check mark performance. Every box that could be checked was checked. Voice, check. Delivery, check. Dance moves, check. Just across the board. Really great job and execution. Now, as we're going through, this show is a live coast-to-coast show with live voting. So that, as I've been very clear in the past, puts a massive disadvantage on Mountain Time and Pacific Time contestants that their hometowns and their hometown voting base are in those times. Because you may be in the Eastern or Central time zone like me, and we're used to just, right now, nothing has changed for us. I have the habit of turning on ABC at 7 o'clock, watching American Idol, and voting for the people I like. If you're from LA, now you have to remember to turn it on early, vote for people during the show. It's just an extra step. I put down the people in red that were at the disadvantage and the people in green for the people that are from Central Standard Time and Eastern time zones. And I noticed that Tyson, Nutsa, and Ian are the only three people that are not in Eastern time zones or Central time zone. And Tyson was first, so I was a little nervous about Tyson. But he goes through. Let's move on. Warren Pete. I thought Warren did great here. He is strong in both octaves. I disagreed with the judges when they said I thought it was too low. Sometimes the judges are looking for something to say because the camera's on them and they're supposed to say something musical and it's live and there's pressure. And I think that will force them to say things that if they really thought about it and had the time, would not say. Because I thought he showed a strength of his in doing that low octave and then jumping the high octave. Most of the time, when someone is jumping an octave in a song, the low octave kind of sounds blech. And we all know it's like, okay, they're doing this so that they can show off the effect of jumping an octave. It brings a lot of energy. And for those of you who don't know, an octave is like when you sing, "There is a house in New Orleans. There is a house in New Orleans." That's jumping the octave. Same notes, but it gives this big dynamic jump. And he showed it off, And what's great about Warren is he's strong in both octaves. That low part of his range is really rich. And then, of course, his higher stuff is really strong, too. The arrangement was really nice. It's a classic song, and they're able to change it up and spice it up without losing any of the original juice, grit. They did this really cool build with like a James Bond chord kind of build up thing that's really sick. So you might be familiar with the James Bond theme. Those chords right there are the top of the chords right here, played in my thumb and pinky, kind of creep along. Gives that sly, kind of creepy build feeling that you hear in the James Bond films. But Warren and Chris Pooley in the band, they decided to put it in here for a build, which is really sick. So we're a full step higher.
The house in New Orleans, they call the rising sun.
There is a house in New Orleans, they call the rising sun. Do that little pickup too, which is kind of sick. Loved it. Band killed this episode as always. Haven.
Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer.
Synth intro was sick.
Does it make a difference if we make it or not?
I loved how she picked this song, how she did this song. Specifically, the key that she chose. Because most of the time when people sing this song, it's a competition on how high they can sing. Haven picked a key that was well within her range, where she'd be able to sing it comfortably, smack the belting notes, but not really have to struggle to hit them. And it kind of goes back to my point of, if you don't let anyone see your limits, we don't think you have any. Adam says she has an intimate voice. That's the nail on the head. That's what I think I've been trying to say this whole time. And she showed it even in this song. It was like a relaxed version of this song. And I could listen to her arrangement of this on repeat. She's better every week. She's getting better every single week. Lucy Love.
Let the music play. Everybody sing, everybody dance. Lose yourselves in wild romance. We go now.
Man, I loved this. I have been slow to jump on the Lucy train, the Lucy Love train. But this was, I think last week was the best performance she's done. And I think this week was even better. She picks really good songs and really executes them well. Nasty, raunchy, clean, and creative musical runs all throughout this song. The synth is killing again. There's like a little synth lead that just crushed me. And then showing her kids, like, if there was any possibility of her performing to pull herself up by her bootstraps and escape America's lack of top 10 amount of votes and earn herself into the top 10 that she didn't earn herself into last week, this was the performance. She did everything. She had her gorgeous child in her arms, smiling and making funny faces, talking into the camera, and then did her best performance she's ever done. And unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough, but could not think of a better way for her to go out. All her steel.
Georgia, a song of you.
Okay, so If you guys watch the live stream, live Q&A that I do after every single Idol Breakdown episode, like this one, last week you'll remember that someone asked me, what song would Oliver kill? And I said, on my life, I said Ray Charles, Georgia on My Mind. He would crush that. And that's exactly the song he did. Now I can't, and he was on it. He was on the live stream, and he was talking to us and stuff on there, which is another reason why you should check the live stream out after this video. If you're watching the premiere right after this live Q&A with me in studio, just like this, except you can talk to me and I'll answer your questions. I can't pretend that I know for certain that Oliver saw my suggestion and then sang it. It's possible, but most of the time, as an Idol contestant, you've got your song choices 2, 3, 4 performances in advance. And you've already chosen them, you've already sung them for the producers, it's already locked in. So likely this was already planned and I just got lucky guessing, or maybe someone suggested it, and I agreed. I can't quite remember, but it felt great, which is Oliver's calling card. He's going to sound good, and it's going to feel good. I love the rasp, love the soul that he gave. The groove felt good. I think the acoustic guitar was the right decision. It'd have been cool with electric, but that beat, Georgia, the Georgia, the peace I find, like that vibe is super acoustic guitar to me, and that's how he had it. And Adam suggested electric, and it seemed that he took that in, was like, that's actually a really good idea. Probably tried it and said, it's acoustic, it needs to be acoustic. Katie wanted electric, and maybe you did too, but let me say this. You might have wanted electric because you didn't hear what the acoustic really sounded like. That's because when an American Idol contestant is playing an instrument with the band, most of the time, almost every time, that instrument is going to be buried by the other instruments in the band, and you're not really going to hear it. So if that arrangement needed to be driven by the acoustic, we'll have to hear it in some other way, because what happens is American Idol has a world-class band, and then they have contestants that like to play, and they want to play, and that's cute. But are you really going to be as tight and in sync with an all-star band as an all-star player would do who practices with that band? No, you're not going to. As good as Oliver is, and as great feel and pocket he has, he honestly would be an example of someone who would fit right in. But still, the default is let's let the band play the vibe. And it's cute that the contestant has an instrument, but we're not going to really play them high in the mix. So all that being said, maybe that's why you want electric, but we really didn't get to really feel and hear what the acoustic would have sounded like. I thought it was the right decision to stick with acoustic guitar. Mary Beth Bird.
You are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17.
I thought this song was about as boring of a song as you could have possibly picked. And I am a Mary Beth Bird fanatic. I love her. I think her voice is awesome. Every time she's on screen, Shanley's like, what is she wearing? And is like looking online to try to find her outfit. So the Beckham household we're Mary Beth Bird fans. I love her voice. I thought this song was just, what are you doing? Like, why? Friday night and the nights lights are low. Somebody found a place to go. Da, 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 da. And the band was kind of dinky, like and just right there. And then at the end, she sang some high notes. It just wasn't there for me. I didn't like the song choice. It's not that the song choice was bad. It's that they didn't do anything with it. If you're gonna pick that song, do like Oliver did with Georgia. Like, do something to it. I just thought this one was a little bit of a snooze for me. Adam Lambert sings Sheesh. Shows us that he is one of the best singers to ever grace the American Idol stage and is a stone cold killer. Wayani.
Some got a hold on me. Whoa, something got a hold on me right now, child.
Wayani rocked out. Again, she knew the assignment, she knew the moment that needed to be had, and she had it. The judges lost their minds. The Groove Crew in the live stream watch party, they were losing their minds. All the message, 12 out of 10, that's the best she's ever done, best of the night, going crazy. And here I am, just sitting by myself in this weird place where I recognize she killed it. She did everything right. She rocked out. Her stage presence is the best of anyone on the show. Probably has been from the beginning. And as I acknowledge that she did a great job, for some reason, I don't enjoy it. Why is that? This has to be me. This has to be me. Because everyone is losing their mind over her. She was second on The Voice. I even talked to Oliver, and I was like, she's great, isn't she? Like, I'm just missing the boat. And he's like, yes, she's really good. And he pulled up a video of her singing for something, and she was crushing. I was like, she's a beast. I don't know why I don't go crazy over her, but I don't, and I don't know why. When I mentioned the watch party that members are on, and they were just grilling me about my Wayani doubts, you can be in that too. You just have to become a member. And there's a join button at the bottom right hand of this video if you're on a computer. And it's also on my channel. There's a join button. It's $5 a month, which is just a little more than a vanilla latte at Starbucks. You can become part of the crew, and you get to watch and participate in the live stream. When I'm talking about all this stuff I'm talking about right now, live as I watch the show in the commercials, because I mute it during the actual show. And you get to watch me watch and react to what's going on. And then we talk in the commercials, and I kind of just do a rough draft of this video. Really all the behind the scenes stuff you get as a member. We've had some great support. Nutsa, I thought she was a little out of control. I thought she was belting too much. Wasn't super clean as she has been in the past. I love what Katie said. Katie really hit the nail on the head when she said, you don't always have to do a 10. You can control the room with a 2 or a 3. And I would have loved to hear her do something like that. It would be a risk, because there's a possibility that she would not hold the room with a 2 or a 3. It's possible. Possible we'd all just be like, where's the big notes? I'm bored. You know, it's possible. And when Adam said it and suggested it, I will say she made the right choice by sticking with her original song, because at that point, things are locked in. The band has the charts. You've already practiced. The idea of changing your song at that point is too much. It would have been too much. And so she made the right choice there. I would have loved to hear her sing again to see if she would have taken that advice. Megan.
To believe in this living is just a hard way to go.
I think I've hinted towards it, maybe have been beating around the bush a little bit about this, but she's the best singer in the show. She's the best singer in the show. And I think it's so clear that all the contestants would agree. She always has both hands on the wheel. Both hands on the wheel at all times when she's singing. She's in full control of the song. She is always driving the boat. She is never out of control and just holding on and grabbing onto the song and letting the song carry her. She is in control of every single note she decides to sing. Shows again that she is Miss Consistent and the best singer left on the show. Totally has an argument for being the best singer of the whole season all contestants included. Here's the thing that excites me a little bit. Because she's country and has that just good old country girl vibe and twang, I think it's possible she could win, which would be so great for the best singer to win. That would be so great. I would love that. Team Megan. Zachariah. He said he's in between the song that he sang and Baby I'm Amazed by Paul McCartney. Baby I'm Amazed is one of my all-time favorite songs, and I was so hoping he would. He did his thing that he's done all season. He's cheesing a little bit more than usual, just giving us that sass and then just like smiling between lines, which Chanley could not contain herself, was giggling the whole time, every time he smiled. He did great. My expectation with the theme, with Adam Lambert, and just the opportunity he had, my expectation was him to be the best of the night. To pick a song in a moment that made him shine above all the rest. That did not happen for me. I thought he was good. I thought he was on par. I was expecting at least a birdie. A hole in one, you might say. I really wanted to hear him sing Baby I'm Amazed. Ian.
That ain't all I do for you.
With the pimp spot, which is on brand, as one of the Groove Crew members said in the watch party. Now, I don't want to alarm anybody, but it sounded to me like his vocal chain was better than everyone else's. What is a vocal chain? So, a vocal chain represents the production elements that one adds to a voice. So right now, my voice is going into this wonderful mic that you guys got for me and going straight into the video. There is no vocal chain. But if I took this and added a little reverb and then added some compression and added some EQ and added an echo delay, those would all be links in my vocal chain. So someone would be like, man, your voice sounds great in that recording. What's that vocal chain? And then I'd show them the type of reverb and the compression and delay and all the things that I use in the EQ and all that. To me, his vocal, he sounded like he had some extra juice in his vocal chain and the production value of it. And if that's true, that's unfair, and that's a conspiracy theory. The other possibility is his voice just sounds better than everybody else, which is a real possibility. It's kind of what we've witnessed as far as his just vocal tone thus far, him being at a different level than everybody else. And in this song, he showed us some power and rasp and range that he has not shown us in the show. Sang some Sam Cooke. Sang it. Just stood there flat-footed with the mic stand. I love how he said, I'm struggling with the mic stand, but a fly fell on my head last week, so nothing can stop me. That was funny. And American Flidle, the puns just kept coming, but I liked all of them. Ian did great here. Ian is the other contestant who is at a disadvantage because his hometown is the state of Hawaii, and they are like 5 hours behind Central Time, so 6 hours behind Eastern Time. So they have to set alarms. They have to do some extra things to make sure they watch the show and vote. But clearly the love for Ian is too strong, and I think he's impenetrable right now. You hear me talk a lot about mixed voice versus chest voice. I got all of that education on what that was and how to actually use mixed voice from a program called Singing Success by Brett Manning. I got into these lessons. My mom put me into these lessons when I was 16. And I swear to you, my range was butt. My range was small. Couldn't sing more than an octave and a half. Then I learned mixed voice and expanded my vocal ability into what you may know it to be now, what I know it to be now, which is kind of my calling card. In my opinion, when it comes to mixed voice and vocal technique, They're the best there is. And they've worked out a deal with me that anyone who uses my link, which I'm putting in the description of this video, you can get 10% off anything they have on their online programs. You can get everything they have for like $70. That's everything. The program I went through and everything else. It's a good idea. And I just noticed that I keep talking about it and then never actually give any resources to learn about it. So if you're a singer, that's a good idea. Also, I'm doing lessons again, one-on-one. I've got one scheduled with Kaylin Hodges, which is exciting. Got one scheduled with Ashley Tankard. And a few others of you. I'm about to announce it on social media, but I want to tell you guys first. So if that's of interest to you, if you want to get better at singing style or piano playing, any of this theory stuff that I do, songwriting, or if you're preparing for an audition, there's a couple students I have that our sole mission is to get them on American Idol. If that's your sole mission and you want my help doing it, you can email me at beckhamlessons@gmail.com and I'll give you all the info. And if it works out for you, we'll put you in the books and we'll do a one-on-one Zoom lesson, you and me. I've got a question for you guys. Idol's coming to an end in like 3 weeks. This channel has exploded because of your support. I want to keep going. What do I do? What do you want? What are some ideas for me to continue on with the Groove Crew and with all of the new subscribers and the crowd that has jumped on board? I just want to do more stuff for you guys when this ends. And I'm getting some great equipment that you guys have blessed me with. And I want to put it to use. So give me your ideas of what I should add on. New members are Allison Crenshaw, Kristen Art L, Brian Steckman, Emilia, Eric Jinxt, Beth Ann York, Lisa Carter, Eliza Lynn, April, Philip Evans, Cheryl Alaba, Melissa Lowe, Aaron Herrick, Giovanna Bowman, AKL, Celeste, Aaron, Barbara Chin, John 3, and Daniel S. Welcome to the Groove Crew. Here's my new top 10. Now we have 10 people, so it's a little embarrassing because that means someone's first and someone's last. But this is my personal favorite top 10. This is not a prediction of who I think is going to win. I might make that a separate top 10, but that's not as fun. This is my new top 10. If you are watching this as a premiere, which is the best way to watch this, it's every Monday and Tuesday night at 7, 6 Central. Right when this releases, you can watch this with me and a bunch of others in the chat and we can talk. I can tell you the things that I regret saying in these videos, which is a lot, happens all the time, things I missed, things I forgot to say. And you guys can tell me what you think. We do polls in there, and then right after it's over, I post a live stream link for the live Q&A that's immediately after this premiere. So if you're watching the premiere, I just posted the live stream link in the chat. So click it, and we're gonna move on to the live stream, and you can ask me anything you want. Bring it on. Ashley Tankard, get there. Be first. Be first. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm Clark Beckham, and it sure would be a happy day if you would leave us a message.